Requestable campaigns in Marketo are a way to manage more complicated workflows. The particular scenarios that you can use them are generally like this. Let's say we have campaign A and B, and they're quite similar in functionality. These are two campaigns in one program, and they have similar flow steps 3 to 5. So rather than keeping these flow steps separate in A and B, which would mean that every time we want to change that logic, we would need to change it in two places, which is prone to errors, we combine the flow steps and put them in another campaign, campaign C, and we remove those flow steps and place them in campaign C. After removing those particular flow steps from A and B, we have A and B call campaign C or request campaign C to actually execute that flow. This way, that functionality is now modularized into that one campaign C, and we only need to maintain it in one place, as well as test it in one place. Let's create an example of a requestable campaign. Go to your directory in the training, right-click, let's create a new program, and we'll call it Requestable Campaign, and then add your name at the end. It'll be a default and content. Click Create. Now in that, we're going to create two campaigns, A and B. So campaign A, and then we'll create a new campaign, campaign B, and then we'll create another campaign called Requestable Campaign. C. Click Create. So firstly, we're going to make the requestable campaign a requestable campaign, which means we go to the smart list, we look for request, and we'll see this trigger called campaign is requested. If we drag that across, Marketo flow action is the source. There are others. So for example, we could have this campaign requested by the API. However, in this case, we want Marketo flow action. In the flow, we're simply going to put a wait step of 1 day. Let's activate this particular campaign. And now we're going to use that campaign in Smart Campaign A. So if we go to campaign A and let's go to the flow here. And what we're going to use here is this little flow step called request campaign. Now, if we hit the drop down, we'll select our requestable campaign C. So let's put some other steps in here. So for example, put a wait email. So for example, here, what we're doing is sending an email, waiting a day, and then requesting the campaign C, which will then run this campaign and run the flow steps within that campaign. And we could do the same in campaign B with an entirely different set of steps. So for example, in this case, we might run the campaign first and then perhaps wait a day and then send an email.